I want to raise this up. Oh, down.
Lisa, you're on.
Hey, everyone. We're live here in Kansas City. Not Kansas City, sorry. Kansas Trouble Quilters in Bennington, Kansas. And we're at a retreat. So welcome to our retreat. I thought we would have a little mini riot if we push this off another week. So here we are, and we're going to try to do the best we can with what we have. This is kind of a little bit of sketchy internet. So if something happens and this is not the greatest, we will reshoot it over for next week. But I will still post the blog. On the blog, I will still post the block shortly after we're done here. So keep in mind, you will get this as soon as possible. So just Elise is my cameraman today, camera person, sorry. So say hi, Elise.
Hi.
All right, and now she's gonna slowly pan the room so you can see all my wonderful quilters that I have with me. We are at Open Sew right now, so we have the afternoon to stitch our brains out and have a lot of fun. So they're being super quiet right now because they know you want to hear everything that we're doing. So we surely appreciate them letting us interrupt their retreat that they paid their hard-earned bucks to be at. Right, girls? Are you having fun? Yeah? Are you all glad you came? Yeah. So how many of you, this is your first retreat after the COVID? Yeah? No? Some of them? All right. Yeah, some of them are first time ever retreat people. Okay, so Elise, you ready to do this?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Kaylee, is everything okay?
Yes, everything is good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure everything's good. Okay, sorry. All right, so here's our pattern that we're going to be doing. This is block number 3. I don't know if it has an official name or not, but here are the pieces and parts we need. We need 10 half square triangles. So to make 10 half square triangles, I am going to use my triangle paper to make these very fast and accurate. So you need the 2 rectangles, a dark and a light, right sides together, and then this is going to go on top like so. And then you are going to stitch. You're going to shorten your stitch length to about half of what you normally do, and you're going to stitch all the way across each one of those. So that's how you're going to make those half square triangles. And I'm going to make it really easy and less painful on you today, and you're not going to have to watch me do every step. But then you would come in and you would cut everything on all the solid lines. So here, here, and in between everything. And again, like I said, I will not make you watch me do that. So then the other pieces that you need, the 2.5 center, I have more than one block here.
What size is that triangle paper, Lisa?
1 inch finished.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so the triangle papers, you need those 2 things here. And then, or if you're going to do those triangles the old-fashioned way, you can cut 5 1 7/8 inch square, cut them in half, and those will give you the perfect size that you need, 1.5. Or you can cut them like 2 1/8 and then make them and then trim them down to 1.5. That's strictly your choice. You pick what method that you like. So then here's our 2.5 inch square. And then we have 2 other squares of dark that are 1.5. So there those are. And then we need our sides of our block, 2 4 3/4. Make sure I got that right. Or 2 4.5, I'm sorry. And then 2 5 3/4. Now I know there's always a lot of discussion on what is the finished size of the block and what is the finished size of that. So the finished size of these little blocks are 5 3/4. Now that's not really finished, but that's what the block unfinished is. So that last strip that you saw on, and I tell you to cut 5 3/4, that's the size of the whole block then finished. So that's what that should measure. And then the whole block, when you are done, should measure 10 1/8 by, or 10 1/4, I think it is, 10 1/4 by 12 1/2. I'll have to make sure I got that right. But somebody can check that for me. Okay, now those are all the pieces and parts you need. And just like magic, Elise, pan over to all my pieces. I have all my triangles here, everything all laid out. This is how the block is going to go together. I'm going to just move this over here. And you can sew these in any configuration you want, but you could sew this whole row together first. Then these two are going to have to go together, and then to that and this whole row here. So I am sewing, not on my sewing machine. Lynn from Kansas Trouble here has loaned me her Bernina, and I am familiar with the Berninas. So I'm not afraid of this. It is a little pokier than my Juki.
Lisa,
But, yes?
what stitch length do you use when you're using triangle papers?
So I usually stitch at just under 2. For triangle papers, I stitch at 1 because you want that paper to really perf off. It almost will fall off on that. So when you look at this, here you go, Elise. When you look at my stitching, it is really small. And when these will just come right off. Do you want me to show you how they'll come off? I can quick do one. All right, so do I have my ruler around here? Can I just borrow this one? Thank you, dear. Oh, yeah, grab me that little one right there. Perfect. Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm just gonna trim and show you how to do one of these in case this is your first time seeing this video live. But go back and look at all the other videos. On this set, on my blog post, I am gonna list where all the other blocks are, where the binder cover is, so everybody can find it much easier than searching through my blog post. People don't like doing that. All right, so once this is cut, then we are going to press them. You're going to flip them to the dark side like this. And then I'm going to sneak over here. I just kind of invaded these ladies' space here, so it's not like ideal, but guess what? We're making it work. We're going to quickly steam them open, or a little water. What? Awesome. There we go. Little water, make them go down. Just give herself a little shower, that's all. Okay, so once those are pressed, and I always press mine with the paper still on. Now I'm going to hold it right here by the stitching, push my finger into the middle and peel out from the center. That's the fastest way to remove this paper off these triangles. So right now it should measure 1 1/2. Okay.
Perfect.
And that's how you make them perfect with the triangle paper.
Quarter? Sorry.
Yes, I do a
scant 1/4 inch. Yeah.
I do a scant 1/4 inch, but you got to be careful. You have to check your scant 1/4 inch because some people take scant a little too far. So if your blocks are coming out bigger, you need to do less scant. So just go like move over just a little bit if your blocks are coming out a little bit too big. All right, now I have one triangle here. I'm going back to sewing them together. All right, so I'm just doing this row first here. And for my 1/4 inch, this is, like I said, a Bernina. So I am just put a piece of tape on here so I can stitch really accurately against that piece of tape. And there is a knee lift here, but it's way over there. I probably should have a little bit more of a pad underneath me. I'm like my nose is almost touching the machine. I'm gonna make sure I sewed that right. All right. Kaylee, if you want to take a couple questions while I'm sewing these.
No questions now. I've been watching for them, but I do have someone
Okay.
that wants to say hi to you.
Okay. Say hi to me.
What's going on, honey?
Oh, honey, do you miss me?
Absolutely.
How are you?
Busy, slightly.
Tell the ladies what you're doing.
Working.
Doing what?
Unloading trailers, watching the new sign go up, looking at
Ooh,
your new
the
floor.
new sign is going up.
It's in.
Don't worry, I got video
It's
and
in?
photos.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kelly took
so
good care of it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's been very, very busy. Where am I looking anyway? Where am I supposed to look?
You're good.
Yeah. You doing okay over there?
Yeah, we're all doing okay here. Yep.
Fishing.
Yeah, no, I'm
So
not
I'm
doing
gonna
any.
finger
I'm
press
not doing
these
any
open
fishing,
a little
Valerie.
bit.
All right, Lisa,
All
I
right,
gotta
bye,
go. I got
honey.
work to
You're
do.
distracting
All right.
me.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye. All right, that's that one up there. So I'm just kind of giving these a little finger press. I'm kind of not liking how chubby that looks, but we'll see if it works out. Remember, I'm sewing on a machine that's I'm not used to, and this stuff happens. So we'll just adjust. We'll compensate, right? That's what we're good at. Just giving these a quick little finger press to get them back where I need them to be. And then I'll press them again. So there, I got them all back where I need to be. I got my stripes ready to put on. Did you notice last time I snuck out early and didn't put the stripes on the block?
Lisa, do you want to just kind of do a little info on Hogs for Heroes and how they can donate?
Sure, I can talk about that. So you all know that one of my main reasons for doing this quilt and giving you these free patterns is I'm hoping that you can find it in your heart to donate to my cause, Hogs for Heroes, which helps injured combat vets get a Harley Davidson motorcycle. So it's super exciting to be able to do this. And just to let you know, we are over $10,000 already. So I'm super excited. People are sending in some really nice donations. I mean, I wouldn't say there's tons and tons and tons of donations, but the ones that are coming in are super nice donations. So they really start adding up. And when I get home, we'll get a firmer number on what's going on with that, and we will keep you posted as far as where we're at. Did I sew this one wrong? No, I didn't. I thought I did. I did. I sewed one of them wrong. Is this one wrong? Heck, I gotta look at it closer. That's right. There we go. I didn't sew any wrong. There we go. Look good to everybody? Usually the person making the block is the last one to see the one turned. All right, looks good to me. What about you, Elise?
Looks great.
Okay, now I can keep stitching. All right, now these two go together.
Lisa, what is that tool you use to snip your chain pieces?
Oh, those are just little, it's a clover knife in this. We do, what was that? We do have those, we're gonna have those for sale in our shop, but I've been using this for years. So it's just a recycled old antique block, child's building block. And this is one of those clover knives in there. So that is kind of like an old fashioned thread or chain piece chain piecing tool to take those apart. All right.
Lisa, do you still stock Juki sewing machines?
Yes, we do. We still have Jukis available. I think we just got a new shipment in. You could ask Nick that, Kaylee, if he walks by again. He would know.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't bring my scissors with me, so this is my little thread cutter here. Thank you, dear. Helping me out here. How nice is that? All right, so this is going on this side now. So my seam allowance looks like it's okay. I'm measuring these two triangles up against this 2.5-inch square, and it looked fine. So
Lisa, when they buy a tower, does that automatically make a donation? Were you going to match or something?
so the fat quarter tower, what we did with that early on is when people pre-ordered the towers, I donated $10 for every one that we sold. So if you bought a tower from me, I donated that out of the profits of that fat quarter tower for from Primitive Gathering. So if you still want to donate, that's awesome, because you know, the more the merrier, right? So the patterns, all the work that we do with the videos and stuff like that, we really, really, really appreciate that. But it doesn't like automatically go to that. Like if you bought your fat quarter tower from another shop, that doesn't happen that way. I mean, I don't know how many fat quarter towers were sold across the board. I just said if you bought them from Primitive Gatherings, that I would donate the $10 from each one. So that's what that means. So I hope I explained that right. So I'm just opening up these seams again, pressing them open so they lay nice and flat. There's no steam in this iron, so that's why I'm just giving it a little bit of water to make them lie flat. There we go. So that one's going to go there. This one's going to go here. And now I'm going to lay them together. Check this out.
Lori loves your tape measure bracelet. She just had to say
Yes,
that.
Lynn gave me that from Kansas Trouble. Lynn Hagmar, she gave me that as a teacher gift, I think it was. Hey, I'm just going to reach over there and grab a couple of her pins, Elise. She's got my favorite ones over here. All right. These ones with the big long handles on them. All right, so I'm matching my seams first. I pull that back, make sure that's in the right spot. How many quilts have you made, Elise? Zero. We're gonna make sure she does someday, though, right? She's only 16, so we'll give her a break right now. She's got other things on her mind. But she's been helping us hump our stuff back and forth through different classrooms to different events, like we have trunk shows and stuff. So we really love Elise. She's helped us a lot. All right, so I'm gonna pull that out. These are the big long ones. Let's check them. Ooh, both look good. Now this one. Make sure I'm putting it on right. All right. Fold her back. So after this, Elise, now you're gonna know how to do all this, right?
Absolutely.
I know your grandma's got lots of fabric that she'd probably gladly give you.
Give is a strong word.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, donate, right, to the cause. She would love it if you would stitch. I'm used to my Juki thread cutter. but all right. So I'm just gonna clip a few of these little dog ears off here. With the 1-inch half square triangles, they give you these little 1/8-inch dog ears. Clip some threads here. What do you think? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Especially being out of my element. I'm really always not that good sewing away from home. So now I'm going to open these seams up here. Just give them a little finger press. I do have my strip stick up over there, but I forgot it over here. Does someone want to grab it for me or not? You don't know what it is? We don't need it. We'll just wing it. All right, so we're just gonna press this seam open. Why do I like to use the strip stick? Because it doesn't mess up the other seams when I open one. And bear with me here, I don't have any steam in here, and you know I love my steam. All right, I'll tell you, you're gonna be my assistant here now. You're gonna hang on to the camera with one arm and spray with the other. Okay, spray that seam right there. There.
I know, Lisa, you're not sewing on your sewing machine, but people were asking about that sewing machine cover, like that blue plate or platform. Do you know anything about that?
The blue what?
On your sewing machine that you're using.
Oh, that's just a little table on this Bernina. So this is the table that comes with this 440 Bernina. And I think this is a pretty, this edition is a couple, I know it's one of Lynn's machines, so it's not like brand new. You probably can't even get this anymore. All right, so there's our block. And now I need to make sure that I maybe stitch the sides to the right one. Okay, we're gonna go this way. So our 4.5, wow, look at that. Pretty good, I don't even need pins. Put that in. We are so worried about the internet here because the school doesn't have the best internet, but so far so good. Kaylee, is it working?
Yeah, you're doing great. A little bumpy here and there, but that's okay.
Okay. All right. All right, so these are going to go open then. Just going to give them a head start with my finger pressing here. Listen to you, Elisa's got her all down now. All right. So, and getting back to the Hogs for Heroes. So there's 3 ways you can donate for Hogs for Heroes. You can send a check right to the Nicolay Bank where we bank at for Primitive Gatherings, and they put it directly right in our account. You write Primitive Gatherings Hogs for Heroes on it. You can do PayPal, which is hogsforheroes@primitivegatherings.us. And then we have another way, which is you can go right to Hogs for Heroes, and then they keep track of everything that they get that has anything to do with Primitive Gatherings, American Quilter. You have to put a note on your donation so they know to link it to our campaign at Primitive Gatherings. And we have like I said, a nice start on this. So I'm super excited about how we are. And like I said, I talked to Kimberly last week, so she's given me some ideas on what we can do to raise more money. And like one of the things is once we reach a certain level, we can offer some perks. So wouldn't that be fun? All right, the last 5 3/4 one is on. Look at that, perfect. I think on these Berninas, you're supposed to hang on to the threads when you begin. So my boys are probably excited that I'm stitching on a Bernina. I do have 2 Berninas. Don't think I don't. I have a 1260 and a 1530. All right, so now I could press that open, but I think I'm just gonna press it back for now because there's no bulk there. But if you wanna give it a little spritz there, at least it'll lay flatter. There we go. All right, so now I have my 5 3/4 block, and then here is this one. So let's mash them up pretty darn close there. That goes to that. I don't know if I trim this up, but it looks pretty straight to me. So guess what? We are just gonna add that to it. And I'm a little bit more baggy on one side than the other. And that's normal. So if you're like new to stitching and you got one that's a little off, that's normal. Don't think that you are a bad quilter if you can't get this to come out perfectly. You just match the ends up and put the side that's a little fuller to your feed dogs, and that will ease that all in nicely. So I hope I explained that. I think a lot of quilters, when they start off, they're so hard on themselves. They think everything should be perfect, and really it's hard to be perfect at every little thing. So figure out what you can live with and enjoy your stitching.
So Lisa, there's a couple people just asking, you know, do you sell these in your shop? So you
Do I
have
sell what?
like, so the triangle papers, the stick, the what else? Just the
Yes,
rulers, like pretty much everything that you're using, you have in your shop.
yeah, we do. And if there's something that you cannot find, I mean, you always look in the search bars and search for the items on the site, or you can I mean, you can always email us or call us if you can't find something, but just kind of really use those search engines to find it, or think about what you're ordering. So if you're ordering notions, find the notion section. And our notion section is called Needful Things. I know that's kind of confusing, but we think, you know, we're trying to be cute, and probably doesn't work out all the time for us because people are like, what are needful things? But just kind of play around on the site and familiarize yourself with it. And like I said, everything that we show, we do sell. All right, so now this is going to that one. And this all has to be trimmed down yet. So I'm gonna just maybe offset this a little bit because I want to trim this to this block. So this is still gonna get trimmed down to 12.5 inches. So I hope that doesn't confuse anybody, but because I didn't trim it in the beginning, doesn't matter. Because these stripes are oversized. We're going to trim them to 12.5 when everything is done. All right, so there's that last seam. These are for other blocks that I still have to make. All right, right there, Elise. I'm going to get that strip stick while she gets that a little spray. So what this does is it helps keep this seam away, the iron away from all the other seams while I'm pressing this one open. So I'll just give it a quick little, because I'm using this little iron, I want to give it a little help. don't think the little ones get quite as hot as the big ones. All right, so now I need to move my stuff out of the way here. All right, so here's my block. I probably should give it one more press this way. Again, thanks for bearing with me. We're good. Doing this out of our normal studio, but we know we're all anxious to get another block under our belt. Just make sure everything is flattened as best as I can get it. And then I have my 12.5-inch ruler that I suggested that everybody have one of. All right, so now I need my block line is set for me. So I got that lined up nicely. And I'm just going to trim this here. And then I'm just going to trim this one here. And now, ta-da, there is block 3. And now it can go hang out with block 2 and block 1. So shortly after I'm done here, I'm going to put the link or release the blog post for block 3. But I do want to give a little shout out to a couple people who have donated recently. I can't go through all of them because you probably will get bored and leave me. So let's just find where Carrie just sent me that. And it was just right here, but my internet must have kicked in and I got a whole bunch of emails right now. So now I really got to go, like, how many does one person get in 5 minutes after she just checked it? Okay, here we go. All right. So I got a couple awesome donations. Mary Ann from Portland, Oregon sent me $500. No explanation, no nothing, but Mary Ann, thank you so much. You don't know what this is going to mean to somebody. Beth, no state, no nothing, with gratitude for those who serve. That was her message. Sherry from Georgia, $25. Tracy from Warren, Indiana, $20. Glory, no information, no state. This mission you have is so admirable. Thanks for allowing us to help veterans and make a gorgeous project at the same time. Thank you, Gloria. We really appreciate your donation. Linda from Wyoming, $20. Brent, APO. Does that mean he's serving somewhere? APO? Awesome, Brent. $50. Honoring all veterans, he says. Janice from Salt Lake City, Utah. Thanks for your efforts on behalf of our amazing veterans. Lisa and your beautiful patterns. Thank you. Joni from Ohio, Bristolville. My dad was a Korean prisoner of war and serviced in Vietnam, still kicking at 87. Give him a hug for us. We tell him we appreciate him. Pamela, $100. Thank you, Lisa, for helping me help a hero. Big quilty hugs. Big quality hugs too. That works too, right? Anna's Electric Handmaids, $10. Great job, she says. This is in honor of my father, Navy, husband, Army, my father-in-law, Army, his father, Army, World War II, shot down over Germany more than once, my husband's other grandfather, Navy, World War II, at Normandy on D-Day, uncles and cousins, all served with honor and had to adjust back to civilian life. Some were able to do it easier than others. Now our son proudly serves, and I wish I could give more, but this is for them. Michael, Noblesville, Indiana, $100. Thank you to all your people in your family, Michael. That is so awesome. Diane, $50. Vicki, Chesapeake, Virginia, $50. I read about Neil, glad to donate. Darcy, $250. Thank you so much. That is so awesome. No one deserves our support more than those that defend our freedom. $100. Deborah in Akron, Ohio. Stephanie, Schoolcraft, Michigan, $20. From a fellow quilter and Harley rider, my husband, father, and brother-in-laws all served. This is in honor of my favorite veteran, my husband, 20 years in the Navy. Kimberly, in honor of her husband. Thank you. Give him another hug for us. Jennifer, $25. For all veterans, family, friends, and all the unknown who fight for our country and for freedom. Thank you. That is from Allison from South Jordan, Utah. And I'll read more and more and more coming up, but I just wanted to give a shout out to some of them who already gave. And like I said, I can't thank you enough for the donations that you give. And if everybody just gives a little, that really adds up a lot. So we so appreciate even whatever you can give, even if it's $1. All right, we'll take anything. So Kaylee, do we have any other questions?
I was answering some questions as we went. So I don't think we have anything that you have to address now.
Okay, so I wanted to be short and sweet. I don't want to I want to let these ladies enjoy their retreat again, and everybody give them a applause for letting us do this today from here. And we so appreciate the interruption to their sewing, but they're a great go-and-tell ladies. All quilters are cool. That's what I think. So, all right, everybody, if you have any questions, we're here for you. Social media platforms, Stitch with Lisa Bongean. Make sure you like this video, share it, tell people about it, and we will get to that goal as fast as we can. So thanks, everybody. See you next week.